Right guys, so today we're in a very special vehicle. It's one I've wanted to review ever since I heard about it. It's called the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Now it's special because it's the first SUV that Rolls-Royce have done, and it's not something you'd ordinarily associate with Rolls-Royce. And the name Cullinan, the reason they had that name, it means the world's largest diamond. So that's where the name came from. Now, there's one thing I want to address, and it's the elephant in the room. No, it's not this monstrosity of a vehicle. It's the fact that a lot of people say that they don't like the way it looks. Now, I challenge you to say that if you like Rolls-Royces, you cannot dispute the way they've designed this car. The front is as stately as you'd expect a Rolls-Royce to be, whereas the back, they've gone for a sort of clean, slightly more rounded design, which complements like modern design, but it still incorporates the heritage of the brand where it lies. So I think it's an absolute masterpiece, and in fact, I actually don't think they could have done it any other way. So anyway, that's my little rant off the way. Now let's get us on the road and show you what this beautiful vehicle can do. One thing that really differentiates the Cullinan from the other Rolls-Royces is this interior. It's because of the kind of car it is, it's meant to be taken off-road, it's meant to be taken up the Alps for skiing, it's got a big boot because you're meant to fill it up with things, and the interior sort of represents that. So the dash has actually got this beautiful Saffiano box grain leather, which is actually invented by Mario Prada, and it's renowned for being extra durable, and all the Cullinans will come with that. And of course you have the choice of interior and the finishes, but what they've gone for, rather than the high polished veneer which it could attract fingerprints, they've gone for the exposed wood finish, which is beautiful, which is really nice to the touch, really tactile, but also it means it's a bit more durable in the sense of you can have more fun in the car without worrying so much about putting marks on anything. So that's fantastic. And one thing I'll say I noticed about this car, even though it's its size, it's a real presence on the road. Yes, Rolls-Royce are renowned for that anyway, but this car, even though it is high, has this real length of presence, a bit like the Phantom, I suppose, but higher off the ground. And it is a behemoth, I'd say, but it almost handles like Tinkerbell, and it's really light, really dainty, really agile, surprisingly agile for a car of this size. The electric steering wheel is really tuned in, so you don't feel the mass of the car, and if anything, it actually feels like the most nimble Rolls-Royce I've driven in some aspects. Be that because with its off-road capabilities, it means you can take it places that you feel uncomfortable to take other cars, like the Wraith, like the Ghost, like the Phantom. You know, if you have a small curb, you'll take this car up it because it can handle it quite easily, where it's not something you'd ordinarily do in a Rolls-Royce, and that's actually really refreshing. This particular model hasn't actually got the glass differentiating the boot between the cabin of the car, but it has got everything else in terms of the super silent wheels and the extra silent cabin. In fact, the only thing you could probably hear in the car, even when the engine's on, is the fan. And that's because they have to have metal parts in the fan, but that's something they're working on getting rid of. So how would I sum up the Rolls-Royce Cullinan? For me, when I heard that Rolls-Royce was doing an SUV, I got a little bit nervous because it's one of those things that you could argue was they didn't actually need to do. But then, you know, you do remember that the Rolls-Royce consumer has a variety of needs, and much like everyone else in the world is turning to an SUV market, and it needed something else for the consumer. So I understand why they made it. But what I would like to say is, having driven it and having seen it in the flesh, I'm so happy with what they've done, and it actually could be my favorite Rolls-Royce from a driver's perspective. It has everything I need it to do. It has the expansive boot space, it has the handling, it has the comfort, it has the Rolls-Royce experience, but it also feels normal enough to a degree that I could actually just use it and enjoy it as my own personal car. That makes it a massive, massive plus. They do things that go beyond the realms of normality, beyond the realms of necessity, and into the category of it would be nice to have. And that's what makes this car and the brand very special. So a massive, massive thumbs up from me.